There's the rage.
Yay!
The title works. We've been doing this for 2 years. Almost.
Apparently subscribed at not subscribed for 0 months.
So you know what we really need? A rage bot.
Me to actually do some work on RageBot.
I remember it was, I'm going to work on RageBot, Tarkov.
Yeah, and then a month disappeared, and I feel way better than having spent my time actually working.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's what happened.
Yep. Played
complaints.
Tarkov for a month instead.
But I remember a vivid, I'm going to start working on RageBot, and I was super excited for that, and you were super excited for that, and then I bought you Tarkov.
Yeah, and then a month disappeared.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
Friends don't buy friends, Tarkov. Friends don't buy friends, Tarkov. That's how we're going to start the new coming games one. Friends don't buy friends, Tarkov. It's the best thing we can say. Too late. Yep. Too late indeed.
Since my sub was for 22 months, that means we have been streaming for over 2 years now. Doing this for a while.
It's about 2 months for me to get my first.
I think it was 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, probably. I was
2
super
or 3
new
months before we got partner, or not partner, affiliate.
No partner yet. A couple years before we get partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was super new to Twitch. Hi guys. I didn't even have a Twitch account 2 years ago. I actually had to make one just to start streaming. That was how new I was. And now here I am, hooked and addicted, like Tarkov.
And it's all memes all the way down.
Yep. Turns out I like memes, though. It's okay. Memes are great. They get the point across. It works out. They get the point across. So, we learned something super valuable today. We're useless without pseudo.
True fact. We have at least 2, maybe 3 panels that we're just waiting on pseudo, and he's not here this week. I
mean, we could do them without him. We're capable, but we're like, can't do that without pseudo. We need pseudo's influence. We need pseudo's input for some of these, like Yakuza 4. How could we talk about Yakuza 4 without pseudo? Insurgency
Totally
Sandstorm, unfair. Another one we were going to talk about. That would just be unfair. He literally introduced us to the game. He's been playing it for years before we ever went, yeah, I guess we'll pick this up and try it out. So, thank you, Pseudo. That game is amazing. Thank you, Irasol. That game is amazing.
Big agree.
So, we've worked and bumped our heads together and went, fuck, I don't know. Let's just talk about what games are coming out, see if anything's interesting, and spend 2 hours watching game trailers. Literally our plan.
Like 20 minutes ago.
You'll note that 20 minutes ago is actually when the countdown should have already been starting, so. That's how on the ball we are. So let's start with this. Needlac, Board, Canuck Kit. What games are you actually looking forward to?
I've got a couple in my back pocket. I've got a couple that I'm looking forward to that we can talk about. But let's get some chat engagement. If anybody else has got some suggestions. I know that there's one that both Pseudo and I are looking forward to.
Humankind. It's already out. Do you want me to do a stream of it? Because it's literally right here. Where is it? There we go. Shrink you down so people can see you. Pop you in there.
Oh yeah, there's like patchable problems.
Humankind, right there. It's even already installed. I could just hit play right now. A little more finishing. That's like a new Civilization game, for those wondering. but not made by the same team. So while I'm not a huge Civ fan, I am a pretty big 4X fan. And I love 4X mechanics. I love 4X mechanics. I actually have a dream of an MMO 4X that I would love to make.
That sounds expensive.
Oh, yeah. But, damn good idea. Damn good idea.
Yeah, very, very hard to implement well.
They already did 2 Space 4X and a Fantasy one. Yeah, this is from the people who did Endless Space, the Endless series, right? Humankind. Because okay, the best 4X ever made, still to this day, is Master of Orion 2. I've never played one better than it. I've played like all of them, and I've never played one where I went, this is better than Mu 2. Most of them are like, they've taken some good influence from Mu 2, but Mu 2 is still better. The only ones that came really, really close were the Paradox ones. Endless Space 2. Endless Space 1 was pretty good. Endless Space 2 was better. And Endless Legend is probably the best game I've played by them. If you haven't played Endless Legend and you like 4X, you absolutely should play that game.
If you're into 4X, Paradox is somebody good to look at for games.
They're like the only ones to look at for 4X nowadays. Yeah. There's no one else doing anything decent.
They do a pretty good job.
They absolutely do.
Pretty well.
They absolutely do. They absolutely do. No argument. Paradox, Interactive. We support this. We'll add that. Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not going to put it under my games. I'm going to put that under chat games.
Yeah. I loved the old Baldur's Gates, but it's not by 90s that studio in Edmonton.
Yeah, well, the original one was by Black Isle.
What was it?
Yes.
Was it Black Isle?
Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were from Black Isle. Yeah, they did Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, they did Fallout 1 and 2, they did Icewind Dale 1 and 2.
Oh, Icewind Dale was so good.
Oh my god, I know. All of those games are just like, wow, you guys make good games! And then they just died, and everyone went, who were they?
Everybody was very sad.
No, most people weren't. That's why I'm pissed off. Like, most people,
anybody who knew anything about their games.
Yeah, but most people didn't know anything about them is the problem. Black Isle was amazing. Black Isle is up there with Blizzard and Squaresoft. Period.
They're definitely up there. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily on the same level, but they're dang close.
I'd put them on the same level, just less popular. Their games are just as good. Their games are just as thoroughly made. They just didn't gain the popularity. Probably because Fallout 1 and 2 were single player, and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were primarily single player with a bit of multiplayer, and Icewind Dale was single player. The big thing that blew up Blizzard is multiplayer.
Yes, for sure. That and their map editors.
Yeah. Which tied into the multiplayer again.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're up there. Absolutely. Every game they've ever made was top tier. But now Baldur's Gate 3 is being made by the people who did Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. Thank you, Needlac. Reading that. You know me and names. I knew the game. It's just the name takes a while to pull out of the brain.
And I know that there are a lot of people who are really into the new Divinities. So for those people, probably very enjoyable.
I played through them. They were very, very good. Great games. The interaction between the spells and the environment is so cool. Second to none with everything else I've played. And the multiplayer in Divinity Original Sin was something special. We were able to do stuff in the game in multiplayer that would have been impossible single player.
Which is super cool.
Yeah. So as an example, it's a turn-based game, but there's a real-time aspect to it. So like when you click, you perform your action. And then that person can't act again for X kind of time. And if nothing's moving, then nothing's moving. And it kind of takes turns back and forth. If you're not in combat, sorry, you can just click and do things. Both players can. So there was one instance where before combat, my mage is standing in a room with a bunch of enemies in it that we've decided to attack and kill. However, they're all in the room and it's going to get into a messy situation if we can't just take them all out. So I put my mage in the room and I cast Fireball. Literally the situation of, I did not ask how big the room is. I said I cast Fireball. But as I cast it and it was flying into the wall of the room, the person I was playing with, also on a mage, cast Teleport on my mage to teleport him out of the room before the fireball blew up. And we did it, and he teleports me out, and the fireball goes off and kills everyone in the room, and we're sitting there going, it worked?
Yeah, I may have done something very similar with my warlock last time we played D&D together, except without the teleport, just relying on his built-in fire resistance.
Yeah, my mage absolutely would have died if he didn't get teleported out of there. But yeah, just the whole theory of we can just teleport him out with another character at the same time as he casts Fireball. And like the timing is pretty tight. Like the fireball just goes and hits the wall. So I was literally going in voice with him. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, teleport. And you see the fireball launch as my guy just goes boop and disappears. And then you just see this fireball with nobody in the room traveling toward. And you're like, amazing. Yeah. So am I excited for Baldur's Gate 3? I maintain reservation. Because I expect it's probably going to be a good game. Because they do make good stuff. In general. But it is not going to be Baldur's Gate.
No. I feel reserved hope is what I feel for Baldur's Gate 3. I hope it's going to be good. I really want it to be good. I want it to be, something that I'm going to enjoy. But based on the fact that it's done by the Divinity team, it's probably going to be a little slow for me. Mm-hmm.
Welcome, GD. How's it going, Dapper? Yeah, I mean, I like slow games, but yeah, I don't know. It's going to be something. It's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be a bad game. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Just might not be for me.
Yeah. I hope it's really good though, because I love Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Love them. I've finished them multiple times. They're wonderful games. So actually, Baldur's Gate 1. When it first came out, I always hung out at a game shop. Are you surprised? Talking about Reserved Hope, the new Saints Row reboot. I haven't even looked at it yet. We'll talk about that one in a minute, House Kid. Welcome. Yeah, when Baldur's Gate first came out, my spot was where I played all my Magic. It was a shop right across the road from my high school that did Magic and rented out computer games and console games. They even rented out computer games, though, which was fucking cool. So I rented Baldur's Gate. And then I never returned it.
Sounds about right.
I just kept playing it. And eventually the owner of the shop, his name was Tyler. Shouts out. Thank you very much for running such a wonderful shop. I have many, many great memories at that shop. He comes to me and he goes, you have more late charges on that game than the game is worth now. So how about I just sell it to you? And he gave me a fair used price, and I just bought it off him. And that was it.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah, I loved that shop. I did a lot of business there. It wasn't... I don't think he did that for everyone, but I spent a lot of money there. I hung out there all day, every day. I was buddies with him. We used to trade Magic cards, him and I. So he knew me. he was pretty cool with it. Not very many people got to trade Magic cards with him because he kind of had like everything. Like, most people just,
I mean,
hey, you want to
he
trade?
did
He'd
own
just
a
look
game
through like,
shop.
not really. But I had enough shit that he'd look at it and go, you know, I do kind of want this.
It's time to relax.
Hey, Doomed In viewers, welcome. Welcome. Love to have you here. But yeah. So I actually got to trade cards with them and stuff like that. And that was how good my collection was at the time. I've had a few Magic cards in my life.
Just a couple.
1 or 2 or I think I have about 27,000 up there right now.
7,000.
I think it's more closer to 27,000 is what's up there in those boxes. If you do a proper count.
That's a lot of cards.
One of these days we'll do an MTG stream and I'll pull out all of my rare binders and just flip through them and look at all the money.
And be like, ooh, ah.
Maybe we'll just auction them off on stream and I'll become rich. All right, we've got new people. House Kid said Saints Row reboot. I haven't even watched it. I haven't. Have you, Rage?
The Saints Row games?
No, the trailer for the reboot.
Oh, the trailer. No, I haven't seen the trailer. It's not my style of game.
Neither.
So it's not something that I've been following terribly closely. I know that there is a huge following for the Saints Row games because they take themselves significantly less seriously.
Apparently, this one is going
good.
much more serious than the other games.
That's a shame. They shouldn't.
Big agree. Big agree. All right, let's watch it. But this new one is going to be serious, yeah. Game needs more ball? Does this need more ball? Game needs more ball.
Yeah, I don't know what to see.
Yep.
Taking something like the Saints Row
And I got the
series
dealer.
and trying to take it a little bit more
You know they're heading your
seriously, I don't know about that.
They're here.
You're not just trying to make it more serious. It has almost a
I sure do.
Fortnite look to the characters.
Yeah, they always did that.
that a
though.
gunshot?
They were
Did they?
always over the top and
They
colorful.
shot the dealer.
Okay.
That is so unprofessional.
There's
There's a lot of them.
like Needlack says, if there's no
can't afford
dildo
not
cannon,
to.
no sell.
Nina, you good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great. Whenever you're ready, Kevin.
What do
Like
you
that
guys
guy.
think
That,
for dinner
I don't
tonight?
like that character at all.
My world famous chili con carne.
Just doesn't look right. If you're gonna go serious, go serious. Otherwise, don't.
Yeah, the trying
guys.
to balance seriousness and silliness is kind of odd in my mind. They really need to go all in one way or the other.
My buddies and I have been looking all over town for those.
So, in order for this to be a good, we have to see this cannon that he just grabbed shoot a dildo at the guy on the bike, right?
Yeah, that's how this works.
Okay.
I mean, all of the previous games.
After him!
Yeah, I don't know.
This is also suffering from one of my biggest complaints about game trailers. There's not a second of gameplay.
Oh yeah, it's all set to reveal.
Oh, is that a suitor?
That is a suit.
Oh my! I didn't know you were going to be coming today.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I woke up at 4:14 and like, oh. 14 hours.
Okay, well, did you jump in? I guess you did. You did, because I can hear you, so let me grab your video and turn you back on. I mean, even as a reveal trailer, I just don't see how people can be like, yeah, I'm interested in this game if there's literally not a second of gameplay.
Yeah, it's more or less just saying, hey, this is what's coming up. You know, it's not a whole hype video. They get a little bit of introduction to like characters and art style and all that kind of stuff and location, because this looks like it's going to be very like Las Vegas inspired. I don't know if the this is serious thing is really confirmed or if this is just more of like rumors. But Saints Row 1 and 2 were more of that serious. Saints Row 1 was legit trying to be a GTA, and it was still a little bit more of a quirky. Even though GTA is very quirky, Saints Row is just
Get the
like,
fuck away from my
like
friend.
GTA is very silly, but the storyline is still pretty. They mistakes they have for the writers, where I think it's always been kind of been like, alright, it's weird and wild, but I'm thinking maybe they're trying to get away from that whole, the dildo cannon stuff, where it just pushes the bar to a point where a lot of people won't play it because of that kind of stuff, but a lot of people do play it because of that kind of stuff, so it's going to be weird because it might alienate their current, fan base that they've earned from 3 to 4 and onwards.
Oh, they absolutely will. They absolutely will alienate their current fan base.
Yeah, but they might be going for more of the GTA pie. For whatever reason, a lot of parents let their kids play GTA online, a bunch of other stuff. Guess it's harder to do that when your mainstay is giant dildo guns. I guess it's easier for ESRB and easier for parents to realize that their kids shouldn't be playing that game. So maybe that's what they're trying to target for, but it's strange. It's definitely, that was what they're known for. It was their thing. So I'm still excited for it because I like Saints Row games, but I guess we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for just taking itself just a little bit less seriously. Like I've been racking my brain the whole time trying to come up with a Western equivalent of this show, but the Gintama formula of alternating between just like hilarious sketch comedy and like heartstring pulling tragedy, like
That's a very Japanese thing.
that has a place in video games, and I feel like a game like maybe the older Saints Rows, where they took themselves a little less seriously, would be a great place for it. Like, you could still have good, serious, meaningful writing, much like Yakuza or Gintama, and also allow the weirdness, allow the zany antics, and let players have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was not a big fan of the Saints Row original games, so immediately that trailer is kind of sus.
Fair.
But I wasn't a fan of Grand Theft Auto 3 and on either. Grand Theft Auto 3 was okay. Some of the ones after it got a little better, but honestly, if I'm looking at what Grand Theft Auto I played the most, it's 2. 2 is fucking hilarious. That game's so dumb.
I guess technically the one I played the most was San Andreas at like 30 minutes of playtime, and then I was just like, nah, not interested.
I did many hours of GTA 2. Not even in multiplayer, just sitting at a buddy's house, and that's what he had on his computer, and it was just such a different, unique game at the time. If you've never seen GTA 1 and 2, they're absolutely nothing like you understand the GTA series to be now, and you should go look up those games. I'm not going to spoil them at all, but they are games. They are games. You're going to look at it and go, that's not what I remember GTA looking like. Removing the whole cast from the Saints is something that you noticed instantly and wasn't a fan of either. Are they changing like the setting and the everything drastically, and that's why there's no of the same characters anymore? Or?
I think so. I think you're in a new city, new crew. But like at this point, they kind of have to do a reboot, because what else is there to link it to?
Well, I'm gonna throw one into my games now, and I'll probably have to put the same game under Rage for him. I am super looking forward to Elden Ring. We all knew that was going to get thrown in here eventually.
Yep.
I haven't even seen the trailer for it yet. And do you guys want me to watch the trailer?
We could do a live reaction to the
see
Elden
what we
Ring
actually
trailer.
think of it. Also, we need to hear more games from you guys. We want to know what you're actually looking forward to, because honestly, we're not looking forward to that much.
Yeah, the list is unfortunately
rather
pretty
short.
short.
Pseudo maybe more. Pseudo keeps a pretty good eye.
There's quite a few I'm looking forward to.
You're kind of clicky again, by the way.
Yeah, I'll try to fix that.
What else did we have in here?
Launch this. Give me a sec.
Here I saw another one. Driving all over the rooftops in silly costumes.
I mean, I could
Okay,
throw
no others.
one.
No others. Yeah, here, let me, yeah, you don't
Unless
need to
we
know my
didn't
schedule.
want to do
setup.
the live reaction to the Elden Ring trailer.
Yeah, I do want to do that as well. We got lots of time. I'm just getting the link so everybody can jump in with us. There we go. And timers. Panel. Edit. Open. Paste. Save. On. Play. There we go. Have a link.
Yay!
No Zeldas, just links. Alright, Elden Ring trailer. Sure. Official gameplay reveal. This is what I want.
Peggy 16.
That's not what I want.
Change my mind.
There we go.
Peggy 16.
Well, I'm sold.
It has horse.
You can even pet the horse. Oh, I'm sold.
Not published by Activision. Sold.
Made by Hidetaka? Sold.
Guided by
So
grace.
I have seen this one.
Once
I have seen this trailer. I'm curious to see your reactions to some of the more gameplay
The
footagey
Golden
stuff
Order is
towards the
broken.
end. There's
its
some
core.
implications to what they show.
I like the design on the Yggdrasil style
you go.
tree. Words are hard.
So obviously, horse. There's
Yeah,
horse.
you can summon horse. It's quite an instant summon and just ride around with it. Looks very convenient.
The Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame.
This is looking very Dark Souls combat.
You can wait.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Just
There's
that
some
little bit
interesting
looking.
stuff.
Well, I'm expecting it's not going to be just like.
They will
Boss
fight,
looks
and they will die.
Dark Souls or Soulsborne
In an
worthy.
unending curse.
Flying horse.
From Soft worthy. Transformations. Lots of abilities. 'Cause my understanding is every time you kill one of the bosses in the open world, you gain an ability. That looks like a pretty cool dragon fight.
Is a champion or a lord to be born.
Check this part. Did you notice the subtle change? Something that they've brought in from one of their other games?
Tarnished.
No.
Playing as a lord.
Oh,
In combat.
Command.
excellent. I mean, everything looks exactly like I would expect. I agree, Doomed. The bosses look very beautiful, which is really FromSoft's strong point. I love a lot of the enemy design.
Brandish the Elden Ring. For all of us.
Look at the yumps.
That could be a jump, or it could be a jump attack. That could totally be a forward R2 leaping forward.
If you come back to the previous part where I was talking about yumps,
Yep.
you will see that
Peggy
he does actually
16.
just yump very secular style in combat.
I look forward to that.
They will fight
Which is interesting in a sort of more soulsy sort of game. I feel like it's really going to push the combat speed.
Yeah, I really like what the jump ended up doing when it was added to Sekiro's combat. Oh yeah, there's an actual jump on the horse too.
is a champion
Flying around to avoid things. Okay.
to be
Yep.
born.
And yumping over attacks.
That wasn't a yump there. That was a guy being thrown in the air and stabbed.
Right, that part was. But
Yeah.
directly before that, the boss
is a
that's
lord.
swinging the red sword around.
As a lord.
Oh, yep, yep, yep. Jumping over the sweep. I see it. Yep. Well, I'm sold.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be sick.
So I haven't watched any trailers because I just knew I wanted to buy the game, but I figured, hey, let's just watch the trailer with everyone. It'll be my first time seeing it. I'm sold. Yep.
Yeah, and you can see that they've got like something similar to the weapon art system in there, and you've got spells and buffs and jumping and probably parrying, and I really hope there's like a Sekiro style deflect system, but I kind of doubt there is because we haven't seen it yet.
I don't see that being in it. Also, it doesn't fit the type of game so much, but it does look like they've taken the best elements of Sekiro and tried to merge them with the best elements of Dark Souls. Setting, build diversity, gear selection, stuff like that, but then the actual empowerment, leveling, and stuff like that, it looks like it could be more Sekiro styled, because we know that you get abilities and stuff from killing bosses. So that's Sekiro, right? You don't gain strength or anything unless you kill something tough, and that's how you get stronger. Which is really cool design, and why so many people can't play the game.
Yeah, because you can't just out-level things.
Yeah.
But the empowerment system, I guess I'll call it, could be very interesting in this game because you've got the option of doing it both ways, right? Like you have the ability to unlock abilities through boss fights, but you could also have a more traditional RPG style leveling system. So how are they going to do it? We don't know. We got to play the game.
4 years away, and it enters early access in 2022. Never even heard of it. Let's take a quick look. I mean, I'm super excited for another game that's not potentially never coming out, but I'm going to put it in here because you should all check it out. And that is Pantheon MMO by VR.
Unfortunately, there's a very good chance that game is never actually going to launch.
That's so sad. So it was an amazing project. It started as an amazing project. It still has a great team behind it, but the main creative lead head did pass away in the middle of the project, which is super, super, super sad.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Brad McQuaid, genius, world maker, game designer, hero. We miss him. If you don't know who that is, he created EverQuest. A bunch of other things after and before.
We did a whole panel on Brad McQuaid, actually.
We did. A while back, we did a panel about Brad McQuaid. Right after he passed away, we did an honoring of all the works he's done.
All about Stalker 2, Punk. Yeah. I'm very hopeful. Have you seen footage from Chernobylite?
Gameplay trailer for Stalker 2. Let's check it out.
I'm stoked for this game.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm hoping it's a little less clunky and a little more...
I really need to set something up so that I can just pop videos.
I don't want to say polished, but I hope it's just like a little bit more shootery, I guess, than the original Stalker.
Yeah, Dead Space remake. We'll talk about that after. For sure, Houskid.
Chernobylite and Stalker 2 are very much in the same vein, in my mind. These sort of post-apocalyptic, scroungy RPG games that are also shooters. And I did really enjoy the original Stalkers. It was one of those games that when I started playing it, I just kind of never finished playing it. But imagine if Tarkov had gunplay like this.
Yeah. And weapon modification like that.
Oh, I don't.
This is supposed to be in-game footage. Gameplay trailer.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a menu there, though. I guarantee it.
Ну не знаю. Между аномалией и маслиной.
I'd be okay with a menu, and then as you come out, you see him snap it on. You need the menu to make the decision, but.
Yeah, I'm hyped for this. It looks like they've polished a lot of it out.
This is interesting.
I'm very excited.
I have no idea what's even going on here. We're definitely searching for something.
А я прям вижу красоту эту. Не первый
Looks like he
год
was throwing
Sony
screws to
вроде
test
помелькалось
for
уже, а
magnetic
каждый день
distortions.
удивляет.
Зона надоесть не может.
I did not play the original Stalkers.
Говорят, ты знаешь, где вход в фундамент.
That might be solved soon.
Might
Well,
be.
soon.
So soon.
Узнаешь мотив?
If I recall correctly, the new Stalker is going to have
Слышал? Вот это культура.
AMD
А ты одно и
compatible
то же
ray
по кругу
tracing tech in
лобаешь.
it. So it's
Сам
not
же
just
просишь.
entirely built for RTX,
У меня
which is interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to more games
Прошу
being
прощения.
built with the consoles in mind and using ray tracing tech, because it's really going to be pushing the industry forward and really bringing it to the forefront.
And since it's doing the AMD version of it as well, I may buy it just to support that. I mean, it does look like a pretty good game. I'm actually interested in this trailer, but I may actually buy it just for that too.
Да пошел ты.
Yeah, this part here really reminds me of the Metro series. This part of the trailer, which I was a huge fan of Metro 2033 and Last Light. Like them both. Didn't like Exodus very much, but loved 2033 and Last Light.
Он мучился.
Yeah, I mean, riding NVIDIA's wiener is not the most terrible idea a game could do, but in the future here, everything is going AMD. And all those people that are just all in on NVIDIA are gonna
Считаешь, я не думал, как обойтись без его смерти?
AMD's taking a big chunk out of
Она
the
не
market.
могла быть свободна,
Well, and
пока он жил.
most
Зато
importantly,
теперь
they've taken
посмотри на
the
нее.
common denominator.
Нет,
They are
Скиф,
all the consoles.
я не отдам ее никому. Сона дала мне жизнь. Новую жизнь. Жизнь, которую я готов вернуть, если потребуется.
I feel like there's a
Я буду защищать ее.
fairly clear influence with the more modern Metro titles in what we see here in the Stalker 2 trailer. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm really looking forward to it. I loved 2033.
Охренеть.
Yeah, I didn't play much of the Metro series either. I played one of them a little
Похоже,
bit,
пора.
И куда ты теперь?
but I
Припять.
got stuck because I was
Нужно
not
с ним
playing it properly.
поговорить.
That is entirely possible.
Yeah. There came a point where I was just like, oh, I need to replay this. Really got to get off this 1060 soon for this
Play
one.
it day
Yep.
one with Xbox
Yep.
Game Pass.
Well, you got until next year. You can hold on for a little bit. Hopefully, GPU prices will recover a little bit.
Yeah.
Very heavy Leon vibes. Yeah, it's the hair, man.
GPUs recovering would be nice. All right. That Leon hair. Where do we put this one? Is this a Rage and Pseudo game?
I think that's everybody. Everybody looking forward to Stalker 2.
Everybody. Actually, you know what? No, that's not what I wanted you to do! What are you doing to me? Here. Stalker 2, Elden Ring. Everybody's looking forward to Elden Ring as well. I'm sure.
Yep.
Pseudo, are you gonna try Elden Ring?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I still play the games, I just don't always finish most of them. Or any of them, actually. the attention span's not there. I have fun while playing them. It's
For sure,
just
for sure.
They require that attention span that I lack.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. That's why I was more than happy to just force you to sit down and try Sekiro. I mean, at least you've played it then. You understand afterwards. And anybody who's played it just goes, oh wow, that's smooth. Man, that combat. All you want is an RX 6800 non-XT. Not big on Souls-like. Runs and hides around corner. We've never been mean to anybody for not being big on Souls-likes. It's just totally independent independent choice. As long as you're not saying
you're
they're
not
terrible
saying that they're-
games, we're okay.
Exactly. You're not saying that they're bad, and that's the important thing, because that would be incorrect.
Good to know I ain't the only one who isn't able to finish games. Yeah, ADHD's a thing. Or ADD is a thing. It is. Though I probably have it some too, but I like tunnel vision on my games. I just don't do anything else until the game is done.
Yep. They call that hyperfocus.
Me and MMOs are
I forget to
tumultuous
eat. I forget to go to the
relationship.
bathroom.
Oh yeah, I will absolutely not eat, not drink, not go to the washroom. I'll be like, when I was a kid, I'd be sitting there like playing, like I haven't eaten in 12 hours because I'm still playing, and my mom just walks by and goes, go to the bathroom. Oh yeah. She never have the time to finish. It wasn't a computer chair though, because I was like 10 or 12, so it was sitting cross-legged on the floor in front of the TV playing Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, because cables were a thing and wireless wasn't, so you had to sit close enough that the cable could reach.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
we should
good
probably
times.
touch on the Dead Space remake, though.
Yep. We haven't seen gameplay. Do we want to watch the worthless trailer?
The reveal trailer.
AKA the worthless trailer.
We could do, see, there's not a lot that they show in the reveal trailer. It's basically just like, we're making Dead Space.
Yeah.
And I got really excited at first because I thought it might be that they were finally going to make a third Dead Space game. But then it wasn't.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
just Dead Space remake.
I was a little sad, but then I learned that one of the other streamers that I love, Lobos Jr., has actually been part of a panel of people that have been outside consultants for the development of the Dead Space remake to make sure that it's following the original vision that Visceral had when they were building the game. And I believe him when he says it's shaping up to be really good.
Yeah, I trust Lobos' opinion greatly. Not just because he's a streamer. That doesn't give you any sort of validity to your actual opinion, but he worked in software, he did QA work before, he understands game design like we do, he's a very knowledgeable, very intelligent person. Go watch Lobos Jr. if you haven't. But yes, I trust his opinion as well. If he says it's looking good, then it gives me some hope. As long as we get a non-fucked PC version.
That would be nice.
I'll do what I can from inside. And hey, EA, if you ever need a panel of people to make sure games are in the right vision, I know a few people, and one of them may even already be on your payroll.
We may literally do that.
I work for EA, by the way, in case anybody didn't know. I
Just
don't
a
do
little
anything like super fun working on games, but I do work at EA. What else do we... Where do we even put it? Is it an everybody? It's an everybody?
I think that's an everybody.
Dead Space. Everybody actually looking forward to the new Dead Space. Dead Space 2 is my current favorite all-time survival horror game. So.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful video game. It's a pity they never did a third.
It is. It's a real shame. I'd really like to see another one made.
Careful what you wish for. What the hell the third remake's going to be? Now with even more space.
Might actually be good.
Yeah, imagine they actually made it better, like improved it. That would be wonderful. Wunderbar. All right. What else? What do we even have? What's new on the PS5?
Specifically on PS5, we have a game that both Pseudo and I
Yes, Kena.
are looking forward to. Kena Bridge of Spirits.
So
Really
sad.
looking forward to that one.
I thought it was coming out August 23rd, but I guess it got delayed. I was like, oh yeah, this game goes out this weekend. I'm like looking for like, oh no, it's September now, but still soon.
We got a state of play trailer here.
Yeah, let's check that out. I'm excited for this game. I think it looks really smooth. It looks like a great sort of action adventure-y sort of game, and it's really cute. I like cute
It might even be
things.
something Pookie enjoys. No, I'm gonna have a dab during this one.
And I mean, look at that art. How can you not love that?
Oh yeah, it's cute. It's cute. I love it. But I just realized the hide camera button hides the wrong camera now that I have two cameras.
Rod seemed quite fond of him. How usually timid.
It looks like an interactive Pixar movie. That's exactly what I thought
Tells
as
me
well.
you did not come to our
I could see that.
looking for
Absolutely.
Looks incredible. Like, this is
Hello, Spirit.
supposedly going
I
to
seek
be
passage
like
to the sacred
real-time
mountain shrine.
graphics running at 60 FPS.
Yeah, this is gameplay.
Houses
This is
bound
not
to the shrine.
full motion video. This is gameplay. This is real-time rendering of game.
But that power faded.
And it's
long ago.
because of the new baseline. The new baseline is the PS5. It is the less powerful of the two consoles. It's gonna be
Amazing. You know, we've talked about this a few times, but it's always fun to note that traditionally,
Trapped
every single
spirits lead.
generation of console, the one with the least
Tangled in
power
the
wins.
tragedies of our past. You must help these spirits if you wish to reach the mountain shrine.
And I would say that's generally
It's
because
okay.
it's more affordable.
You have to go now.
More people will buy it.
Well, it ends up being more about what games are on it than how powerful the system is. And I think typically the reason they make a more powerful system is because they're the incumbent.
Oh, well, remember that you couldn't buy a Wii for like a year.
Well, Wii is a different story because we specifically went the price route.
Cannot stay here, Spirit.
That really was their goal, and it was such a cheap thing and such
You
an
must
innovative
move
way
on.
of controlling it that it was just something no one's ever seen before. And they capitalized the non-gamer market, which was fucking huge.
Yeah, everybody bought a Wii. I remember it took me almost a year to get one, and it was only because I was in like a small middle of nowhere town. For video games, that I got one.
The path of a
Yeah,
spirit guide. is a
grandparents and families and all sorts of people just playing on it like, you don't play games? What are you doing? But really, it ended up being not a great gamer system. Like, if you're a hardcore gamer, it did not really have what you were looking for.
But it's a great console.
Yep.
Twilight Princess with no werewolf. Yeah, it's got some definite Zelda feels to it. I'm really looking forward to that game.
I'd love another classic feeling Zelda game. I really love the original formula of Zelda, and I really hated Breath of the Wild.
I own a Switch, and I do not own Breath of the Wild, and I do not plan on changing that.
I own a Switch, and I do own Breath of the Wild, and I tried to like it, and I pushed myself through it, and I got the first temple down, like the water temple and everything, and got through it, and then just went, nah. And I never really touched the game again after that. That was it for me. So I'm looking at an official trailer pop-up right here, and it is something I'm kind of interested in, even though I don't really deem it necessary. I think it's a little overkill, but it's the Sushi Ghost Director's Cut release.
Oh, that game is already just a heck of a thing.
It is, but it's brand new. It's like basically releasing a remastered version of a game less than a year old.
Well, if it is director's cut, then, maybe they've changed the storyline. Maybe they've
I think it's the
made
PS5
other
version they're
direction.
releasing, right? So they wanted to make it a little bit more enticing, not just, hey,
Yeah.
PS5 version. We're doing, hey, it's PS5's version, but also,
Yeah.
it's still going to be a little bit different.
Yep. I'm actually kind of considering picking it up and playing it again, even if just so that we can talk about the differences between the PS4 and PS5 version. Because I did platinum the PS4 Pro version in like 2 days.
That was a heck of a game.
I just sat down and started playing it, and then the next thing I know, I was like, oh, I've got it on platinum. I think that's the first platinum I've ever gotten in a game. Just kind of happened. Yeah, Zelo, I'm interested in Stray as well. Pookie's also watching Stray. What would we rather put up? Stray or the Sushi Ghost trailer? Let's put up Stray.
Let's take a look at Stray. We know about Sushi Ghost. Ooh, and then we can look at the new Horizon game. I like Aloy. Aloy's a good character.
Hello everyone, my name is Swan, producer at Blue 12 Studio, and today I'm going to show you more about Stray.
This is such an interesting concept for a game. I'm really enticed by the idea.
Kitty parkour?
Yeah.
In Stray, you play as a cat
Like
who
as
has
long as the
fallen inside a
movement
mysterious
is
and
done in
forgotten
such a
city.
way that
Separated from his family and injured, he will
like
have to
it
explore and
feels
survive
good.
in
You
this
play
unwelcoming
you
environment.
play it and you feel agile and speedy. I think I could really get into it.
From the cat's unique point of view, players must navigate their way through the dangers of this unfriendly place, and use the cat's skills to solve puzzles and uncover mysteries along the way.
Looks very casual. It's not really platforming as much as button pressing.
This also seems like the very first level, probably.
Yep.
So they'll just be introducing everything.
Yep.
Very kind of
But
smooth
like
level.
like when you had to jump across gaps, it was just press button. You can see the prompt
Yeah.
pop up, and so there's no real like missing and falling down holes and terrible stuff like that. It looked like a little bit of almost point and click style problem solving too, with dropping the
Along his journey,
bucket
cat
into
will
the
meet a
fan
small
to
drone
continue
named
and stuff like
Deepa.
that.
I'm alright with that. I like some casual puzzle solving.
Me too. It
Using
all
the
depends on
drone's
how well they
ability
prepare
to
it.
interact with objects in the world and communicate with the strange inhabitants of this secluded place.
Oh, rub
Together
item
they
on
will
other
work
item.
to learn more
Yeah,
about
it's
the
almost like
secrets of
a
this forgotten community of
Third-person
human life.
3D 2D puzzles or 2D adventure. Classic point and click gameplay and puzzle solving in real time. Well, that's exactly what we were just saying.
Plus, it's pretty. It's a very pretty game. Yeah, I'm probably gonna check this out. This game is neat.
Of course, the cat will always be a cat.
Excellent.
And his adventures will be filled with
You can
friendly
scratch
and
the
playful
sofa.
interactions with his new world.
And it purrs.
But these machines are not the only inhabitants of the city, and some encounters will not be as friendly or safe.
Generally, with the puzzly games, there's only one way to solve a problem, but there has been a big
Running fast,
emphasis
jumping,
on
and
multiple
using
branching
stealth to avoid
paths
dangers
in the last
will
couple
all
of
be
years.
vital if you
So
want to escape this city.
This is
and
true.
maybe more than
reunite
one
with
way.
your family.
And when you get into 3D realms like this, it's it's a lot different when it comes to the paths. Sometimes you didn't intend for there to be multiple ways, but due to the complexity of the levels, players can be creative and find things. First thought of it being throwing the flame sphere over the the waterfall and just jumping through the waterfall.
Still don't know how you're supposed to do that puzzle.
No idea.
Literally the only way I've seen people do that puzzle is by pitching it across.
Stray is coming to PS4, PS5 as well as PC in early 2022, and we can't wait to show you more.
Yeah, the old Sierra games. That was a heck of a thing. If you haven't checked it out, you should take a look at Day 9's series Mostly Walking. It has a lot of the old Sierra games, a lot of the old... who made Tekken Monkey Island? Was that LucasArts?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of the old LucasArts games. Very cool.
I didn't like any of them.
Really? Oh, I love them.
Couldn't do it. Wasn't me. Wasn't my thing. I tried. I even tried on Black Myth Wukong. What even is this?
It's a game that has been claimed to be Souls-like by people who are Souls fans. Made by a Chinese studio, I believe, and
I know it was a
graphical
Chinese
fidelity
studio.
is
Yeah,
amazing.
I remember seeing bits of it, but I haven't heard anything on it in a while.
It's been in dev for a long time.
It has been. Yeah, this is from 2020. But yeah, this is a coming game. I forgot that it's a thing.
你们一定都听过关于他的故事。
13-minute gameplay
有
trailer.
人
That's a
说
long trailer.
他帮
It is a
唐
long
僧
trailer.
取到了真经，封了斗
I want to see
战
gameplay.
胜佛
though. Gameplay.
从此留在了灵山。也有人说，那个成佛的根本不是他，
I agree. They have a lot of really interesting lore to pull from.
早就死在了西行路上。还有人说，西游从来都没有发生过，他只不过是说书人杜撰的一只猴子。但我要讲的故事，你们一定没有听过。这个故事得从一只金蝉说起。
Good audio engineering so far. I like the voice.
Very, very talky for a gameplay trailer.
Yep. But I appreciate that they're trying to set up a mood and a feel. At first I was like, get to the gameplay, but then I was like, you know what? This is a pretty nice setup. It gets a mood of the game. The fidelity is very nice. That bug looks fantastic.
This game is gorgeous.
别缠了，误了事儿，小心咱们两个被灵虚真人拿去下去。
I'm very curious to see if this game ever actually comes out.
好像传来些响动，
Because it is very ambitious.
我大哥在这儿把守，哪个部队让他回来
And from a developing country that doesn't have a strong representation in the game world yet.
这些狼崽子看不见，
I would love to see it
过了
actually.
老子这关。
It looks like if it kind of has a Neo feel to it, honestly.
A little bit with the abilities and whatnot.
Yeah. The parts that I really like about Neo. Yeah, it looks like another Monkey King saga.
敢来此处，
But it's Wukong, so you already knew that, right?
又是只猴子。
It's a heckin'
施
neat
主
game.
不如放下棍棒，也同我学点佛法。
And if this is alpha footage, I'm interested to see where this goes.
What you would expect is graphical downgrades.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Because this is like 30, 60, 90 its team struggling over 60 FPS consistency, detailed visuals. Unless they're doing like a lot of fake work, just really good spriting and texture. It doesn't look that way. I do like the way that they handle that parry system though. Very good.
I liked the way the combat looked. There was no running from the boss. You never had to turn around and leave the fight. You could stay in there the whole time and just engage with him.
Yeah, the ability to actually fight the boss is something that is lacking in the later Souls games, which I was very sad about. There's a lot of running away, not a lot of getting up in the face of the boss.
Yeah, it's just about running around and choosing your opportunity to get close and poke them. This is kind of the most efficient way to fight, which is unfortunate. Which is why we praise Sekiro so much, because you literally never need to back down in Sekiro.
You just need to be better than your enemy.
And then people go and call that game too hard. So, obviously you can make a difficult game without having to make the player run away.
Yeah, really good part about this. That's part of what makes me say that like this level of graphical fidelity is going to be a heck of a thing, and probably won't look like this when and if the game actually launches.
PS5 is capable of doing stuff like this.
This part in particular is a rendered cutscene.
Yeah, but I mean, what I've seen on the game and what I've seen on the PS5, the PS5 is capable of pulling it off with this number of characters on screen. Like, it's not like there's lots of units.
Yeah. But I would still be surprised if it ran at more than 30 FPS on the consoles.
I think you might be surprised by the PS5.
The games that I've seen that perform extremely well on the PS5 are ones with very simplified art styles, ones that they don't have to do a whole lot of texture mapping, a whole lot of lighting calculations, like Ratchet and Clank, for instance. Incredibly good looking game, but it is a very simple art style.
Okay, we've got a lot of units now. That's a lot.
Yeah. Don't think that's what it looks like every time everyone calls this.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you here. Like, before we were only seeing 3 or 4 units at a time. Yeah, I bet you if I turned on HDR on my monitor, it would look beautiful. I can't do that when I'm streaming. It just destroys the stream.
It does not work well with streaming.
I really can't get sure that Windows 2 on.
Yeah,
I'll try it, and then I'll go and play PS5 and turn HDR, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Spend like hours to calibrate this to get PC to look even close to this.
I know I told you at one point, my trick to getting HDR to look pretty good on Windows is just cranking your contrast up to 200%.
Yeah, it's still just compared to console HDR. Their implementations are just...
Windows HDR is kind of terrible.
I'm sure they'll have options to turn it up to this pretty if you have the hardware for it. They've already built it.
I think it's like level. Like no matter what I do, like certain games when it's like full screen, like take over, I can get to the window, but like I can't get Red Dead. But it's like HDR is what it does on my PS. Even my PS as well. It's like the optimization are built in the actual console. When you have it on Windows, not only is it just hardware difference, but you also have a complete hardware difference, so it's very hard to... You have to do an actual calibration basically yourself. And it differs hardware and longer. Take it from the end. It is worth it for the most part, I think it's really good. I really dialing in settings and dials for a while to make it look slightly prettier.
Oh, I have
You're
done
real quiet
that.
there, Pseudo.
Yeah, leaned away.
I have done that. Hours of calibration still looks terrible on Windows. I have a VESA HDR 1000 certified monitor. Still looks like crap.
I'm liking what I see in this boss fight.
It's a nice combination of like Sekiro and Bloodborne in this fight.
Honestly, the boss reminds me of Neo. Except it has a really nice parry system that works on bosses. Which brings in some Bloodborne, probably. I'd say because Sekiro, I guess they don't have a real parry system though. The deflect system is its own beast entirely.
Yeah.
But the abilities and stuff like this, the build and choice selection, it looks a lot very Neo-ish. And the bosses do have the same kind of Soulsy feel that this brings. I love the way the fire burns on the fur. And I agree, Canucket, the fur moves wonderfully. This is part of the reason why we say this won't be possible. Like, they're actually rendering all that fur, you can see it. This looks like a fur mark demonstration.
Yeah, it's this is like you have a $7,000 without current GPU craziness computer to run this and have it look like this.
There's nothing wrong with ambition. It's not too ambitious. It's just maybe not 100% truthful to what most people will experience. But there's nothing wrong with showing off what your game can do if you have the hardware. I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, there are some of us out there that really do have hardware that could do stuff like this, and it's really cool to know there are games that are coming to tax our hardware for us.
And I'm hopeful that this game actually comes out.
For sure. I like what I see in the combat. I like the character design. I like the level design.
Just so much rich tradition to pull from for these character designs.
We even had some God of War at the end there. Wow. Looks like the game spans too, huh? I don't know.
Yeah, don't know about that. It's an awful lot of shader going on there.
It also started looking really like Dynasty Warriors at the end, and I'm not a Dynasty Warriors fan. It's sort of the antithesis of what a Soulsborne is.
But, I mean, if the game is as good as it's shaping up to be,
yeah, no,
still be
if they
pretty
can pull
amazing.
it off, cool. I'm just concerned by that. You know, if you're gonna do something, do it well. Don't try to do everything, though. Don't try to do everything. You know? We've talked about this before.
Scope.
Yeah, they're making two totally different games at that point. That could just be a tiny section of the game where at the very end you become all powerful and get to run through and kill a wave of enemies. And at which point, you know, it's a totally fine implementation. It's just a little bit of fun you get to have at the end. But,
yeah. I mean, you are playing as Wukong. You should get your little bit of power fantasy.
Yeah, I agree there. But it should just be a bit at the end, hopefully. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If I have to play a whole lot of game where enemies just no longer matter and I'm just running around like sweeping through fields of enemies by tapping buttons, that's a very different game than it started as. That doesn't appeal to me. My thoughts there. I'm still going to pick it up if it ever comes out, though. Let's get at least one game under Rage and Pseudo.
There was Kina, which we brought up. Or did that become an everybody game?
I think so. What was the title of it?
Kina Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can put Stray under you guys, though. I wasn't interested in that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. To each their own.
Yeah. I love kitties, but I don't love point and click adventures. And as soon as it started reminding me of one, I was like, I don't know. I'll watch. I'll gladly watch someone play it. Pookie's gonna play it. She's super interested in it. I'll watch her play it. Chat games. Chat gave us some good ones.
We could put Wukong up there.
Yeah, that's an Arab.
Black Myth.
That does look cool. I hope it's as cool as it looks. Oh, the new
it comes out.
The New Horizon. How about Diablo 4? Does anybody care about Diablo 4?
I would care, except that it's not made by Blizzard, and I'm not giving Activision money.
I just don't even care about Diablo anymore. I know Diablo 3 got better, but I got burned so bad by Diablo 3 when it came out, and I was just like, nah, I'm done. Sorry, guys. Oh, man, that was a bad game when it came out.
Yeah, it was not great. It was not great.
At least a lot of people made their money back. So for some reason.
Yes, I did. I mean, what? D4 is a wait and see for you, and that's coming from a guy that still plays D2. I played my D2 out. Like, I played so much D2 that I've told the story before, but I just got into botting it, and then I even botted it so much for so long that I just got bored and stopped. Like, there was a point where I had 12 accounts worth of alts just to carry my Annie charms. Yeah.
Yeah, I was, if Blizzard was still a thing, I would be interested in Diablo 4, but it's not. So.
Yeah. Here's the Forbidden West gameplay reveal.
This I'm pretty hyped for. I really hope it comes to PC, even if it's timed exclusive on PS5.
Hopefully the launch port is better. It does come to
Hi
PC.
everyone, my name is Matthijs.
Yeah. Well, they learned a lot from doing
Hopefully,
Zero Dawn.
Last year we
hopefully
reviewed
learn
our
a lot.
ambitious
There have
Since
been
then, the team has
companies who have put
continued to
out
make great
consistently
progress on
bad
the
ports and
development
then
of the
fixed
game.
them like after.
We are very
So
excited
can you please
and
just release the
honored
port
to give you
good?
an update in the state
I
of
don't
play.
know anybody who
In
fixed
the
them
countdown video,
after.
we've already seen glimpses of the Forbidden
That's
West,
fair.
but
Also,
now
it
we have
wasn't
something truly
Guerrilla
special
that
for
did
you.
the port, so maybe
Almost
they just
14
use a
minutes
different
of
company.
gameplay captured on PlayStation 5.
I've
You
heard
don't have
that
to
it
wait
was
any
Guerrilla's
longer. Let's
code
get
that
right
was
to it.
responsible for the port being pretty shit, though.
Well,
was
isn't it
very tightly tied to the PS4?
Well, that's not really their fault. The code's tied to the PS4 because it needed to be to do what it does. It's the job of the porting company to make it work properly on the new platform, even if that means having to rebuild some areas.
Easy, easy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's okay. You're safe now. Right here.
I don't get why everybody was upset
Wait, what happened?
about this trailer.
Where's Erend?
Everyone's like, oh, they made Aloy look like not Aloy.
They did?
No, that's clearly Aloy. She's just rendered more realistically now because they have the technology to do that.
Hair looks great.
And it didn't look bad in the old game either, but this is a whole other step.
Oh yeah.
You should go after Aaron. If they find him before you do, who knows what they'll do to him.
And you can see that they even implemented the hair tech on the beard as well, which is very nice.
Way out. Get going.
People just need something to complain about. It's true. It's true. They have an opinion. It's fine. That's their opinion.
They can be wrong.
Yep.
What are raiders doing in these ruins? I hope Aaron is okay.
Oh, that smooth cut from cinematic into gameplay.
That's
So
because
good.
it was probably just rendered in-game engine.
So pretty.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. I think this one's going under Era, buddy.
Yep. Well, we don't know about Pseudo, but
Yeah, I'm stoked for this. I've beaten Horizon's one of the few games I actually have beaten.
Yeah.
one of the few ones that I
Yeah.
haven't. Well, not few. I love this game. The gameplay for me was just...
I love the design.
The controller wasn't doing it for me, and then I bought it on PC and have been using it as a benchmark, but haven't actually gone and played it.
Raiders. Riding machines. This is not good.
I like the whatever it is,
Be careful. There might be more.
gas-powered thing that cuts trees down. Chainsaw. I told you, and his names, you know, names sometimes just don't work. They don't work.
Clear. That was close.
My goodness, this game is pretty.
Yep. I bet you it's going to be amazing with the haptics on the controller too, and the variable pulls on the triggers.
Up we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still gonna play it with mouse and keyboard.
I am absolutely getting it on PS5.
I would as well, were I not so horribly incompetent at aiming with a controller.
Oh man, that was gorgeous. Oh.
Jeez. Better go under.
Swimming robo dinos.
That is a buoyant machine.
Can't do analog sticks. Well, then we're both old, Poonk.
Oh, don't mind me.
Playing a lot of Bloodborne and Dark Souls got me real good with analog sticks.
Current's strong here.
Hey, Jugga.
Welcome. I gotta order dinner here, so I'm just gonna pop my camera. Oh.
Yeah, this game looks fantastic. I mean, Aloy is probably my favorite, like, character of the PS4 generation. I'm really looking forward to her return. Obviously, the graphical fidelity is on a whole new level.
Okay?
She's my favorite main
Just the ones you
character.
slaughtered. But when they come looking for me, there's gonna be...
Bloodborne had some great characters.
Yeah, it did, but I find the way that Aloy is written is much more approachable for me. I love what FromSoft did, absolutely,
My hammer.
but Aloy is my pick.
I want to fight that big elephant.
You probably will.
I know. Green onions, red bell peppers, and small chuck eye steak. With a spicy pan-fried noodle with beef. Sounds delicious. I have to do a show, and Pookie has to work, so today is our ordering day, and we're doing GM.
Solid choice.
There's fantastic Indian food.
Make it look like bandits were here. Then we'll head for the...
Why are they closed for delivery? Uh-oh.
Will do.
Yeah, got it.
This must be Aaron's camp. Raiders made short work of it.
Filthy Oseram.
I found the stealth sections in the original Horizon game very inoffensive as well.
Yep. And you didn't have to stealth if you didn't want to. If you were good enough at the combat, you could just fight everything.
I'm gonna take you out.
Missed the headshot. Womp womp.
You think you can hurt me?
I think they were specifically targeting the armor plates there.
Yeah, I do.
That was a cool cinematic, but it's gonna get real old if it does that every time.
It's Dynasty Warrior special territory.
Raiders said they were heading for the old bridge. Maybe I can cut them off.
Yeah,
you really
Pook,
do.
you do.
It's an excellent game.
Better get to higher ground, find a way.
And I feel like despite the fact that they give you choices on how to play out your character's playthrough, Aloy's playthrough, there's still a definite thread of Aloy in all of the choices, and I really appreciated that.
There's the bridge.
And in general, I actually just found the writing interesting. I loved the story. I won't give away any spoilers, but as far as sci-fi stories go, Pook, it's up there. It is really good.
Gotta be careful. That should do it.
Brought back the control and mount system.
Yep.
Help's on the way, Aaron.
Was a staple in the first one. Yeah, I don't actually have a lot to say about this trailer other than I'm excited for the game.
Yeah, I'm just watching it.
It looks really good.
I've never actually seen this before. I'm happy to see Buddy back. I forgot his name, but I'm happy to see
I liked him as well.
Poor tree.
I also love that in the first game he tries to hit on Aloy, and then Aloy's just like, nah, and he's like, fair enough.
Yep, gotta give it a try, right? It was realistic.
Gotta keep moving.
This is reminding me of Dino Riders. Did anybody remember the show Dino Riders? It's kind of before Pseudo's time.
That must have hurt.
It was one of my favorite shows growing up. I had a lot of the toys. That's what this reminds me of. It's like Dino Riders on machines that are animals instead of dinosaurs. Dino Riders was your jam.
Well, there are also dinosaurs in that.
That's true, there are. I like the goo that she used to slow them down.
Kaboom!
Time to hit back.
Shot the gun off. Yep.
Boy, I hope this comes to PC as well.
You had the Triceratops thing. I had actually the Brachiosaur. G.I. Joe with dinosaurs, what's not to like, right? Yeah, I had the big Brachiosaur, and I loved that thing.
Oh, didn't like that, did you?
Poor toasty dinosaur. The poor toasty robot on the ground. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and it gets extra stomped for good measure.
Pretty flat now.
So it looks like they've actually introduced bosses to the game, which is a lovely addition. That's probably why they showed this. Because the biggest complaint about the game was no real bosses in it.
Glad to see me.
You bet. I owe you another one.
Come on.
But this time, I have a present for you.
Talk, hit me on Discord, Pook, and I'll show you ways to get what you want.
Huh? What'd you send me for? Right before the Raiders got me.
You did good. Now, let's see where this thing will take us.
Man, I am so looking forward to this game.
That's how they travel from... Okay, so this is the very beginning of the game. This will be like the training boss at the beginning of the game.
And it's almost here.
Yeah. Yep. That's a step above Horizon Zero Dawn, I think.
West, running on PlayStation 5. We hope you
That
are
really
as
did
excited
a
about
fantastic
it as we are.
job.
They did a fantastic job on the first one, too. Gameplay deep dive.
While we have you here,
No,
we would like
no,
to spotlight
that's...
some of the new...
No, that's okay. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. You've already sold me. Don't oversell it. Right? You agree? Yeah? Yeah, we agree there? Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I want that video game.
Yep. Yep, already sold. In fact, I believe it's already in the release schedule. So is Elden Ring. What else could people add? Stalker 2? Dead Space remake? I don't think Baldur's Gate 3. Humankind is already out now.
I want to play Shadow Warrior 3, but I don't think that's so much up your alley.
I loved the first Shadow Warrior.
Like OG or the remake?
OG.
Because the OG was fantastic, and I feel like the remake does a good enough job at holding up to the originals.
Where are you? Can you hear me? Demons! They're trying to break through the gates.
I'll track you
This
down.
is just like Doom Eternal plus wall runs with, what's his name?
Lo Wang.
Yeah.
They've already got all the terrible sexual humor in it, it looks like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is core to the game. You can't have it without. I mean, the main character's name is Lo Wang. You know what you're getting before you get into the game. Yeah, this looks just wild.
Oh yeah. This is the new Shadow Warrior remake, but like turned up to 17. Highly recommend, if you like what you're seeing here, go check out the 2016 question mark Shadow Warrior.
I bet that had to hurt.
This is gory.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Oh right, I'm still trying to figure out. I was still trying to figure out dinner. I have to wait till I hear back on dinner, because the place that we had agreed to order from for some reason just isn't open today, even though they normally always are. That's unfortunate.
So if you like the look of that, grab the Shadow Warrior remake for cheap on Humble. It's fantastic.
Have you guys talked about the new Battlefield yet?
No. We have not.
That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah?
That's the main thing I'm excited for October at least.
Shadow Warrior.
Gameplay trailer. I put Shadow Warrior 3 in there. But yeah, we will all be playing this.
It is currently $12 for the special edition, or $10 for the release edition of the Shadow Warrior remake, which is very fair, and you should play it.
Attention all squads. The Russian troops are
Good game.
back. Do whatever you can.
He's got the hammer with the Delta Point Leopold.
Oh yeah, I bought the remake on release day as well, and I just absolutely love that game to bits, to the point where I actually did it sword only several times.
This does look pretty awesome. Hey Val.
Yeah, I'm totally willing to try out the new Battlefield. I make no promises as to liking it, because traditionally Battlefield has not been my style of shooter. The whole combined arms bit just sort of takes me out of it, but totally down to try it out.
Just a different breed of shooter. Jump yourself in a tank and go wreck some havoc if you get bored.
There are infantry only servers in Gamelets too.
Yep.
That I usually play for here and there, because the way it usually goes is I'll play and then get like spawn camped by a jet or a tank for a bit and be like, oh, okay, screw this. And then go play infantry only for a bit until the assault wears off, and then come back and join a regular lobby.
I like the quick switching of the options while going up the elevator. Reconfiguring the weapon on the fly like that.
I'm super stoked for this. I've played a lot of the Battlefield games. I haven't played a few in a bit because I've been super busy with school, but now I actually have time to get into one.
And the maps look fucking crazy. Or at least this map looks fucking crazy.
And... oh, is this not the part?
Yeah, they brought all the memes to the gameplay trailer with all the C4 meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, damn it. Where's the part? I want the part. Show
Hey,
the part.
Spit, welcome.
I think it's like at the very end after the whole San Tornado bullshit.
Yeah, Battlefield 5, even the people I know that stream Battlefield 5 will actively tell you do not buy that game. That's unfortunate.
They have, and in my opinion, that makes the game much more attractive.
What?
Turn Battlefield into Just Cause.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what they needed to do, is add just more wild, zany things like that, so that you don't... It's not really a shooter per se. You can play it like a shooter, or you can just go have fun.
Xbox.
Hell, use your suit to get to some janky spot and then just see how many people you can snipe from that spot without moving.
That's probably what I will do.
Yeah.
Find the most consistent bullet drop sniper setup and then just try and snipe a kilometer across a map.
That sounds like you. That does. Okay. I've got to quickly call and order dinner. Oh wait, order? No. I've got to... They're open. They close at 10. Okay. They're just not open for delivery. okay, I'm good. I do want to play that, and I hope that we can find ways to make it fun for ourselves playing together. I'm sure we can if the 3 of us, 4 or 5, whatever that we have, are all playing together. It'll be entertaining. We'll make it entertaining. And then
just as a quick note, because I love this game very, very much, I did drop a link to the Humble Bundle store page for Shadow Warrior, the remake, into the Discord.
Put it in chat.
And I'll drop it in chat as well. Buy it. It's $10 Canadian, which means like 6.5 American. It's a great game.
You want another Battlefield Bad Company? You don't think you've ever played one? I mean, it's just a bunch of buddies in a squad going around and trying to shoot other people. That's all it is. Well, the new one looks much more wild. There's more vehicles and suits and weather and storms, and looks amazing. You know, if you have anything that can manage the game, jump in and join us. We will be playing some on stream.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be checking it out.
Okay.
The last Battlefield that I played was Bad Company 2. And then before that, I think it was the X Pack for 1942.
The last one I played was 3. I played that with Zeri. Who else? I think I played a bit with Pseudo at that point. A couple games.
Yeah, I think we played some 4. Played some 4 together. I played a lot of 4. Yeah, it was a lot of 4. I think it was 3 and 4.
DF Vietnam was a lot of fun. There's so many of them now. Okay, I've got to order the food now. So I'm just gonna let you guys ramble about games and go do that.
I still have a huge list of ones that I haven't put under my thing. I'm gonna look for that link. There's a lot I'm looking forward to that's actually coming up, since a lot of games got delayed in the last year or so. Probably just under me. I'm not too sure how many of these are going to be for everybody else, but these ones I'm pretty stoked for, which are like Dying Light 2, which is coming out, or it's planned to be coming out the end of this year. But I'm super stoked on Dying Light 2. Dying Light 1 was a lot of fun, especially co-op. It's gonna be a blast. I like zombies. Deathloop, I'm on the fence about, but I just want to try it because it's going to be interesting on PS5. I don't think it's going to be as groundbreaking as some of the trailers are going to say, or revolutionary, or like, I think they're going to have neat haptics being used and some kind of neat gameplay. But
yeah, I love Arcane is one of those studios for me that it's like, I love their ideas, but I almost always hate their implementation. Almost always.
Yeah, their mechanics are really good on paper, but don't always translate well to the actual gameplay. But a lot of people do enjoy them, and I understand at least where they're coming from for those. We talked about Kino already, Stalker 2, which I'm super stoked for. Far Cry 6, just since I play a lot of the Far Cry games, they don't really changed too much, but that's kind of why I like them.
Are you looking forward to Chernobylite, Pseudo?
I haven't really paid much attention to it right now, but
it's very much in the vein of like the Metro 2033 style game.
Yeah, I actually didn't even play too much of the Metro games.
You and Deus both got to play them then. They're fantastic.
I played them. Like, I played the first one for a while. It was a bit too slow for me. It was my kind of thing. It's one of those things where I got about halfway and then didn't really have much more desire to kind of play it. If the games are like that, I need something a little bit more open world so I can just explore my own time rather than it being kind of a lot more linear.
You might like Exodus a lot more than I did then. I'm going to drop a link in the Game Deals channel because the Metro Saga bundle is actually on sale for $30 Canadian on Humble. And you should totally go grab it.
I think I own Exodus, actually. So I think I do own them, just from getting them from monthlies. Because I just keep
it is the one that I like the least.
What happens with me with a lot of these games is that like I like them, I like stories, but I kind of just want to go do my own thing sometimes. A lot of these games, like I just like to run around and go explore. It's why I don't mind games that a lot of people dislike. And like Fallout 4, Fallout 3, like I still enjoyed Fallout 3. I understand why a lot of people don't. Fallout New Vegas is still my favorite, for that exact reason of it just lets you go and do whatever the hell you want. And when you have short attention span, that's kind of what you need at sometimes, where you're just like, you're kind of over whatever it is they're trying to force, or whatever it is that's in front of you. Like, I just want to go and do something silly or do something, explore somewhere. I want something new that'll, re-engage me, because this series of events is taking too long. And that's kind of where some of those games get lost on me. That's why I typically play a lot of sandbox and open world games, because they're a lot less, or a lot easier for me to kind of retain attention and come back to. But Chernobylite does look super cool. I will likely be checking it out eventually.
Yeah, I'm interested in Chernobylite. But I do recommend both Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light for people who are into a more linear game. Pseudo, I think Exodus is probably more your speed, because it's got like big open levels that you can explore more and approach different ways. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it as much as the first two, because the first two had this sort of claustrophobic, like in the metro, like things are creepy and you want to sneak around sort of vibe to them.
Right. Yeah, I'm just looking through the screenshots of Chernobylite. I'll see if it goes on sale someday. Other than that, yeah, the main ones I'm probably looking forward to is just the new Battlefield and then Dying Light 2. Fable 4 is announced for some time. Don't know if it's actually going to come to fruition or not, but I enjoyed the Fable series, or at least Fable 1, Fable 2, and it kind of just started going downhill, but I'd still enjoy another game that comes out that's like it. Once again, just kind of open world, do what you want kind of games. Riders Republic, which was supposed to be out in February but got delayed. That game is just kind of fun just to play with a bunch of friends. It's very much a casual thing. I don't know if I'll be paying it for release on full price, but Steep and Steep has been worth the like $10 I paid for it. I've gotten a lot of fun stuff out of there. I used to play a lot of like Downhill Domination on the PS2 back in the day, which is downhill bike racing, but it's very silly, very arcade. You're like hitting each other with sticks and throwing water bottles at each other to like knock people off their bikes. Very much like that's not Road Rage. Whatever there is a motorcycle game that is very similar to it, but very much like that. Those are good times.
Yeah. Chernobylite is. Did it release?
Yep. Yeah, it's released.
Oh shit!
It is out. Yeah, it's $40, which is. It's tempting. I have to look into it a bit more. If it's a little bit more, if it's not super linear, then I'll probably be more interested in it. But I'll have to look into
the
it.
snippet does call out explore a non-linear storyline.
Yeah, but that doesn't always mean what they say.
This is true.
They're like, you've got, because talking about Cyberpunk, you've got you say yes, but then say yes as as corporate. It's like, okay, technically. We're changed, or non-linear just means we had bonus room that you walked by, and what I usually look for is like, which is like the style again that I like. Most people don't, because structure and actual pathing is nice. It's just for me, I wander, I get lost. It takes me like hours to go shopping because I'll just go up and down the same aisles like 20 times just because that's just how my brain works. So a lot of times in games that are just completely open world, it just lets me do that, and then I end up sinking a lot of hours into it because I just wander around, just doing whatever. And it's like, what did you do in game session today? I don't know. I would wander around, but then I find the nice thing about those games is sometimes they got neat stuff that you can just like run into. Like, hey, look at this thing I just stumbled into. Yeah, that's why I'm always kind of, when I see that, I'm always not just like, that doesn't always mean what I think it means.
You wander around in grocery stores too. You know, I like old Fallout 2 for the kind of similar reason. They had a lot of just really weird random encounters that you'd be traveling in the game and all of a sudden, where did this all come from? And some of them you needed to have a certain amount of luck to encounter that were just so wild and zany, and they got really interesting. It was just random though, where you would encounter them, rather than specific spots in a big open world. Let's put over 200 hours into a Morrowind character without touching the main quest. Yep, I believe that.
I bought Chernobylite. Turns out it's out.
Like one of the encounters you could get in Fallout 2 was you run into a guy on a bridge. His and he won't let you pass. His name's Tim. And he asks you 3 questions before you can cross the bridge.
I see what you did there.
And if you answer the questions right, he explodes, leaving his robes behind. And then you get the Bridgekeeper's robes. And they weigh basically nothing, but are as strong as combat armor Mark II. They're actually a fantastic item. And yes, an absolute Monty Python reference. They also had a reference to the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch in that game, in one of the special encounters. And you could actually get the Holy Hand Grenade and use it as a grenade. It did a lot of damage. It only could be used once, but it did a lot of damage. Immersion by having everything being super slow paced. I mean, it works for most games.
If your character didn't count to 3 out loud before throwing the Holy Hand Grenade, I am sorely disappointed.
1, 2, 5.
No, sir. 3.
3. Yeah, I'm a Monty Python fan. It's true. It's true. I got a new manager at one of my jobs right as a Monty Python festival was happening. And he found out that we were going to the Monty Python viewings. And he's like, oh, I'll come. It's like, well, I guess you're going to learn some shit about me then. So, like 2 days after I got a new manager, I smoked a big doobie with him. Watched Monty Python. We had a great relationship after that.
I would imagine so.
There's a Demolition Man reference in Cyberpunk. If you look in the player's bathroom in the beginning, there's 3 seashells on the shelf. I did notice that. It is a great... I wonder if the actual Cyberpunk used that reference as well in their lore. Maybe it was a reference to Cyberpunk. And
now it's come full circle.
Demolition Man, yeah. I was looking forward to Back 4 Blood until I saw gameplay of the beta. I'll wait a few weeks after release before I make my decision on that one.
Did you like Left 4 Dead? And if you did like Left 4 Dead, would you like it if it was slightly worse?
They showed some versus gameplay of streamers versus streamers already. Big Twitch event.
It was open beta for a while. You could just play it. It might still be open beta on Steam.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of friends playing it. I looked at the gunplay and it just didn't appetite me. Yeah, it just looked like I'd rather just play Left 4 Dead with people. I really hate how everything's just like default iron sights. It's just like I've had enough of that shit, a lot of games lately, so I'm just not what hasn't enticed me. I'm like, I'd rather just not have ADS if it's going to be ADS with iron sights.
Yeah, just do a little zoom in like Left 4 Dead did.
I enjoy L4D, but Black for Blood just looks like a Walmart bargain bin version of it. Well,
Like
it
I
is
said,
unfinished.
Would you like it if it was slightly worse?
I didn't hear you say that one, but that's... Yeah, there you go. Did you like Left 4 Dead, and would you like it if it's slightly worse? That's where we're at with Back 4 Blood. I didn't really play much Left 4 Dead. I wasn't really into it, mostly because I didn't have anyone to play with, and it's not super interesting.
Yeah, didn't we say we were gonna do Left 4 Dead one weekend?
We did.
We still should. Left 4 Dead 2 is a great old time.
You mean you're not going to play Tarkov for a weekend?
I'd be down for some Left 4 Dead.
Yeah? I'm down for anything that gets us away from Tarkov.
That is very fair.
Yeah, we're pretty much at time now. Is there any honorable mentions we want to shout out in what's interesting and coming up before we end? And I've got like an hour at least before dinner, so we can play something.
I gotta go eat. I'm starving.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta wake up, roll out of bed.
Your Steam wish list is pretty bare. Okay, well I can give you a quick look at my wish list. Hopefully there's no like, questionable stuff in there. I guess it's my wish list. It doesn't pop up in my wish list. I have to add things to there.
Oh, I forgot about Proteus. We need to put Proteus on the list. Oh my god, I want Proteus.
Put it on the list then.
Got Company of Heroes 3. Ooh.
Oh, it's under store, right? It saw the Deus and Proteus. That's why it did the what. I have a lot of like...
Proteus is gonna be sick.
I have a lot of cheesy little games and strange things in my list because I like to play time-wasty games sometimes, like Quest Hunter and Light Fairy Tale.
And Metal Hellsinger and Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill
Shadowbane
is gonna be fantastic.
Shadowbane has mixed reviews, but Shadowbane deserves a mention because it's an old school MMO with some really, really cool stuff to it. Like in the tags, MMO, RPG, open world, city builder, war game. And all those tags are super accurate. It is literally all those things. Yep. Thanks, Val.
So if anybody hasn't checked out Ultra Kill yet, it's a mix between old school like Quake 3 Arena, Unreal Tournament, and Devil May Cry.
I have a lot of
that doesn't get you interested in it, it's not for you. But if you like any of those words that I just said, go check out Ultra Kill. It's amazing.
I want to get my VR working again because I really want to play Knockout League. It looks great. It's like VR Punch-Out.
Yeah, go check out Ultra Kill. It has a demo. Play the demo.
I guess I can take these off.
Entirely
now. I've
indie, Val. Entirely indie.
Satisfactory. I'm still waiting for the early access tag there to be gone. I'll definitely be picking it up then.
Ori. What a wonderful game.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gone now. I've played you now. Days Gone will probably just sit there forever and never get touched. It's one of those games that I'm just in a mood to play something mindless sometimes. Basically, I'm in a pseudo mood sometimes, where I just want to play something that I don't have to pay any attention to and can just go and do random things and get lost and take dabs and it doesn't matter. The only thing that I really want to look at and show off of here is this because it looks goddamn hilarious. Human civilization is gone. It's a
Now,
it's a city
beavers.
it's a city builder where you build an empire with beavers. And it's all about like damming rivers off and water physics and stuff like that. But it's a full-on base builder. Like they harvest and gather and build wooden structures, and I love games like this. I play a lot of stuff like this. As soon as I saw this, I was like, yes, I want beavers. Unique
Contains
timber
high
tech.
amounts of wood.
But look at the water physics and everything they've got, damming things off in order to power your... It actually looks really interesting.
Yeah, at first, when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just going to be like Banished, but with beavers. But no, this actually looks sick.
Got to deal with droughts and, yeah. It's all about water management and building structures to manage everything. Been a long time since you played a good base builder. I've been recently playing Patron, and it's actually been very good as well. It's kind of like Banished meets Anno.
If you haven't played Banished, play Banished. It's very good.
There, they were blasting in order to make water channels, in order to irrigate. Yeah. Yeah, I want to play this. I'm watching this one. So check out Timberborn if you want a good base builder. That's what I get off of my wish list. Ostriv also looks interesting. Yeah, I'm watching that one too. Are competitive RTS like StarCraft dead? Yeah, more or less. It's not that people aren't interested, it's just that nothing's come out that's worth playing.
StarCraft 2 was the last good one, and
it didn't hold interest as long as StarCraft because it was just StarCraft with flashier graphics, and people have already played a billion zillion games of StarCraft.
As somebody who played a fuckload of StarCraft 2, strong disagree. But it's a very different game than Brood War.
Than Brood War, maybe. It reminded me of StarCraft a lot.
No.
I played a lot of StarCraft and StarCraft 2. I didn't play a lot of Brood War.
The way that you approach it, if you want to be competitive, is extremely different.
Fair.
Extremely different. But the thing is, it's very difficult to monetize an RTS. And in order to make a good RTS to the caliber of StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1 or Brood War, you have to spend a shitload of money on it.
Yeah, there really isn't a big market for them, is there? There are not a ton of RTS players.
I do love StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, Brood War, all of them very dear to my heart. But they're pretty much dead. I mean, Brood War is being picked back up in the pro scene in Korea, but
RTS are also hard to pick up for new players, yeah. It's a hard type of game to get into as well as a genre in general, if you're new to the genre. Either
it's
MTX
much like Tarkov.
The hell out of it, or hope to God you get some good tournament backing out of the gate. You know what I haven't seen a game company do in a while is start their own tournaments in order to give the game a backing.
You mean other than Valve and Blizzard?
I said in a while. Valve and Blizzard did it a long time ago, and it worked. And then nobody's done it since.
Recently.
Did they? Who did it recently?
Yep. Blizzard tried to do it for Heroes of the Storm. They tried to do it for...
You mean Activision?
Well, they did it. Yeah. They did it for StarCraft 2. They tried to do it for their shooty game, Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah.
I'm actually interested in Overwatch 2 because it looks like it's got a lot more PvE in it. Didn't much care for the PvP. Who else recently?
I mean,
there was some other game that tried really hard to make it have a tournament scene, but it tried way too hard to be an esport and just wasn't fun.
PUBG?
Yeah, them too. Street Fighter 5 also sticks out in my mind.
There's an Age of Empire 4 coming. I'm not very excited for it. Yeah, I can parrot those words.
Yeah, it'd be neat if it was good.
It might be a casual play thing where I just like, because sometimes, like I said, I just want an RTS to play. A bit of nostalgia. And cool. I actually even played Dune: Battle for Arrakis not too long ago on a Genesis emulator.
That was a neat game.
It literally invented what we call RTS today, so it's nice to go back and touch it once in a while and see how it started. It actually hasn't changed much.
Dune 2000
really
was weird. A weird game.
And then they had that Dune third-person action game that Tube had to play.
Poor guy.
That game was terrible. Spent so many hours on CNC Red Alert on PS1. Yeah, that game almost ended a friendship of mine.
Red Alert 2 was my game before I discovered Brood War properly.
I've told the story before, but yeah, there was just like one square worth of water around the edges of the map, and in this big, long, drawn-out fight where nobody could get past center, I built one Natalia and put her in a transport boat and moved her all the way around the edge of the map to the back of his base and just started blowing up all his power plants, and that ended the match instantly. He was pissed. He had rows of fucking Tesla coils blocking his base off that he had been building up.
So you just go around them.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was on two PS1s with two TVs back to back and a link cable between them in my basement. We had a lot of shenanigans with that.
Oh man, RTS on console. StarCraft 64 flashbacks.
Halo Wars for me.
Oh. I mean, I finished Diablo on console. Multiplayer.
I enjoyed Diablo on my PSP. That was actually really fun. It worked surprisingly well.
It worked surprisingly well on the PS1 as well.
Yeah, it was the PS1 port to the PSP. And I was like, oh, I didn't know this is a thing. This is cool.
Exactly, Punk. Exactly. MOBAs are the closest to modern RTS. That is kind of what they've evolved into, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't mind a MOBA. I don't want to get super competitive in them, but I can have fun with them. As long as I'm playing with a bunch of friends. It's a good time. I'm a pretty good support.
The thing for me,
okay,
the thing for me is the team aspect. Because you can lose without making any mistakes. Somebody else made a mistake, and now you lose because of it. I played a lot of one-on-one StarCraft and StarCraft 2.
Whereas I am a team sport guy. I grew up playing baseball and hockey and soccer and roller hockey, and I love being on a team. I love the teamwork. You just got to choose the right team. That's the secret. That's why we did so well in MMOs, because you get the right people on your team. You just have to have a leader who's a little bit of a dick, so that when they're not good enough to be on the team, but still a nice guy, he can go, yeah, sorry, you don't cut it. And it just has to be done sometimes. Sorry. You're a nice guy.
And sometimes you just don't have a 5-stack, though. Like, that's a whole thing with MOBAs.
Yeah, that's why I don't play a lot of MOBAs. I just don't. But anyway, we've gone late. There was one I wanted to mention, like if you're gonna play one, you should do this, but then I just totally forgot what it is. You're a solo guy, which is why you can't do MMOs. You like the idea of a giant world to explore and quest in, but being forced to group for some content kills it for you.
Check out Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
Or Final Fantasy XIV.
Or Final Fantasy XIV.
I'm not even joking. They actually made it so you don't even need to group with other people. You can just get NPCs to do the dungeons with you now. Which is terrible. Terrible. They've truly become MSOs. Massively single player online.
Yep.
Okay, we should all go eat and then come back and play video games together.
Yes. Good. Left 4 Dead. I will reinstall it.
Okay. We're going to play some Left 4 Dead tonight. It sounds like there's 3 of us, so if anybody wants to join, get your Left 4 Dead installed. Like the Guild Wars 2 living story thing, that at least let you do the story solo. Yeah, see, I was completely turned off by Guild Wars 2 because they tried to say there's no Trinity, which made the whole player base go, we don't need a tank! And they did. They needed a tank. They really needed a tank. I wiped for 2 hours in a dungeon arguing with 2 guys and then never played the game again. I was like, fuck this game. Went and played a real MMO where a community knew what the fuck they were doing.
I liked the first Guild Wars.
I had the same experience with Elder Scrolls Online. Because it was just all the Elder Scrolls players who had never played an MMO went and played it, and they had just had no idea what they were doing. And I just didn't want to teach every single person I met how to play the game. Yeah. I want a good MMO to come out. I'm really sad.
Yeah, I did. I'm very interested in tackling an MMO that we're both starting with you, because I have never understood MMOs. So I want to try one that you say is good.
There's definitely a mindless enjoyment to the beginning of them. MMOs are also kind of dying. Not really, if you look at the number of people around the world that still play MMOs. It's just, they all play 2 games. And those games have been... honestly, 14's been going uphill and getting better, but it's just so bite-sized, and that's kind of why. There is market for a more hardcore MMO, and there's a lot of people that would be into it. You could make a lot of money. You might not kill WoW, but you'll make your own niche, and you'll do very well. It's exactly what Visionary Realms was working on, and they got a lot of attention and a lot of support with Pantheon, and it's just unfortunate that the creative lead passed.
Very unfortunate.
Age of Conan, not an MMO, but we do have it installed and are planning to play it. We've also
different game.
Yeah,
different game. There's Conan Exiles, which is the
I see.
survival
right,
game.
Right.
And then there's Age of Conan,
forget.
which actually was an MMO.
Yeah, yeah. I now remember that game. I didn't play it. I didn't touch it. It still wasn't my thing, but yeah. The last MMO I super enjoyed was Rift. Rift was just top tier raid content. So good. So good. Okay. Enough nostalgia. Pseudo needs to wake up and have a coffee. Rage needs to eat, and I need to have a dab and wait for dinner to get here. No, Pookie's grabbing it on our way home.
Oh, nice.
So, all of you have a fantastic... I don't know, we're probably going to be gone for like an hour or 2. We'll be back. We'll be back soon. So be here! And we'll play some Left 4 Dead, and we'll play probably some Insurgency at some point, because I really like that game. I've never liked a shooter that much in my life. That's definitely my favorite shooter. I can say that. I have more fun with that than any shooter I've ever played.
It's a very fun game.
Well, I guess I can't say it's better than Doom Eternal in 2016, but the most fun multiplayer shooter I've ever played is more what I'm saying. Playing with other people. So, until then, I'm Deus.
I'm Rage.
And I'm Pseudo.
May all your shots be headshots.